It's 50-50 with me on that one.
The build-up's been really structured well.
I'm pissed we're not getting him on TV doing more matches, but he's still fresh out the gate. They gotta save him for the paper.
I love when like a pay-per-view or a premiere live event can be unpredictable.
Like, I think that they're going to be feeling the crowd.
But they're about to steal the show.
We should have had this fucking pay-per-view at a later
Like
date.
the longer PLEs, while others, they do like the short card. What is up? We are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide. I'm the host with the most, Mr. We Are Wrestling himself, the best one, Donnie, here with...
What's going on? We are Wrestling Maniacs Worldwide. It is I, Ben, one half of the We Are Wrestling podcast, Uncle Ben, America's favorite uncle. And yeah, just that Asian guy you see on wrestling channels. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I think that was one of my first times in a while, like, seeing that, and that was just beautiful. Sorry, I had to give props and flowers to the intro.
Always gotta love the custom intros for all of our different podcasts and series here on the We Are Wrestling channel.
Heck yeah.
And today we are going to be giving you guys our full predictions for WWE Survivor Series, which, if you guys have nothing going on this Saturday night, will be live here on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel for some good old war games. But before we get into our predictions for this Survivor Series, if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already and you're listening to the predictions, give us a 5-star review, not just any review, a best one review, and download the episode. Give us a follow. If you're not a Maniac yet already, over on the YouTube channel where you get the video version of this predictions for free, and you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers, we recommend you to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications. Videos be coming out of nowhere like an RKO, and of course you already know, the grind is real. Damn is right. And what a week we have for you guys here on the We Are Wrestling channel. If you guys haven't checked out the TJ Crawford versus Becca match that we sponsored at Blitzkrieg Pro last month, highly recommend checking that out. And of course, I did my Monday Night Raw reactions yesterday, so if you guys want to check those out, they're up, available now. And there will be no video coming out tomorrow because, of course, we're going to be celebrating good old Thanksgiving with the family. And then on Friday, myself and somebody, I'm not going to make the announcement on who's going to be with me, we'll be doing the We Are Wrestling podcast episode because a lot of things are going on this week. Ben, it's his birthday on Friday, and with Thanksgiving and family, it's very tough to get a schedule to work around everybody, so...
We weren't prepared.
We weren't prepared. Absolutely not prepared. But we are prepared for the Survivor Series predictions, and let's talk about the build-up leading up to this event. What's your thoughts on the build-up to the Survivor
Fucking
Series?
fire. All the way around, genuinely. The card's pretty stacked. I think the only one I don't really have a lot of knowledge in, but I'm still very much so looking forward to it, is the IC title match. But other than that, the build-up for everything else has been pretty fucking phenomenal. Like, we even got, like, angles in NXT furthering the storyline for some of, like, the women's stuff. Something very new is, like, Shinsuke and LA Knight. Good to see that the U.S. title is getting defended on, a Survivor Series Big 5 pay-per-view. But at the same time, we're going to also be getting into the fact that the WWE Undisputed Championship is not. So we'll get into that eventually. I'm not sure when, either the end or beginning of the show. But so far, I have to say, pretty fucking pristine build-up because there's even uncertainty in the Gunther match. So it really could go any angle. But how have you felt about it, man?
I will say, I think that this build-up has been pretty solid. It hasn't been bad. It hasn't been the best, but has been solid. And I'm actually really looking forward to the card. I think all the matches, they do make sense. But at the same time, when it comes to a WWE PLE, I am just tired of these 5-match cards. Because I think in this new era of WWE, under Triple H, it's so stacked.
So you think we should have about 7?
I think we need 7. Like, I feel like AEW, they do too many pay-per-view matches. WWE's doing too little. Like, why can't we just meet in the middle? And I think TNA, they meet right in the middle.
How many matches does AEW do on their pay-per-views typically?
Do you want to count the 0-hour matches or just like the regular card itself?
The regular card itself. Like, let's start
Okay, so the regular card itself is normally, I would say, maybe 10 to 12 matches.
That is fucking wild. Yeah, that's a little too much there, man. Like, I understand wanting to give everybody a chance on a televised fucking pay-per-view showcase, but at the same time, man, you gotta dial it back for your quality at the same time.
And then for 0 hour, I think they do like 3 matches. And I think the reason why AEW does that is because in mixed martial arts and like combat sports, they'd end up doing like 10 to like 15 fights, like even like the Jake Paul fight with Mike Tyson. They had a few matches before the card, and even before the card, they would have other people do fights as well. So like I think AEW goes into that approach, but I feel like it's too much, while WWE on the other hand, doing 4 or 5 is just too little.
Too little. Yeah, fucking 15, like here's the thing, I respect wanting to go in that approach. I respect that. What is killer is, one, it's too much because a lot of these other fights that have 10 to 15 matches are just one person, literally, they're just beating the shit out of each other. So that kind of goes a little quickly. You're looking at pro wrestling that's also storytelling, that's showcasing big spots, that want to utilize the crowd and do all of these things, but in a decent time limit. At that point, you're kind of screwing yourself and also the talent. So yeah, you kind of got to dial it back. But the same hand with WWE, you got to give these people more opportunities, especially if you're the largest stage of the ball when it comes to being a pro wrestling company. If you're the Goliath, kind of act like the Goliath and let's bump this bitch up to Catholic. We're right at lukewarm Christian.
Because you see here, like, getting back to my point,
yeah,
like, don't get me wrong, I love the long match, I love the quality matches that they're giving us.
Yeah.
But it's not helping the talent when you continue to keep putting the same people on the card, which, yes, some of the matches, they are giving people opportunities, which I will talk about when we get there.
Yeah.
But when have we had a tag team title match on a PLE? Last time was WrestleMania 40.
That, and also, like, you also have to consider, too, like, you're putting over these same people in these five match cards, and at this point, by doing that, you're also like completely running over these people's times. Like, there's people that should have been champion by now had there been just extra matches on some of these PLEs furthering their stories, and because of that, you're cutting it short and you're really keeping the curtain closed. So it's like, that is 100% like a good thing to, to kind of point out that it is a negative in WWE's there.
And that's the thing, like, whenever, like, growing up watching, like, a pay-per-view match, it made me excited because a lot of the times that's where your rivalries would end. But a lot of the times Triple H is ending these feuds either the go-home episode before the PLE or after the PLE is over. And I don't like that. Like, why at 6? Why didn't we get Chad Gable versus Uncle Howdy, or like Alpha Academy versus like the Wyatt Six, like during one of these PLEs? Because I feel like you're not really getting that closure, because like I'm looking at this from like a sports, like analytics side of it. Because a lot of the times in sports, you build up your fight to a pay-per-view or a PLE, which is supposed to be a premier live event where people are spending that extra time watching your event, or even spending money to watch your event. And, like, that's where, like, they should be battling it out. That's where they should be duking it out. And, like, that's where things need to end or further.
Yeah, I agree. 100% I agree.
And I think that's why, like, for me, I enjoy the AEW pay-per-views more than the WWE PLEs. But I really do want both of them to find that common ground at the end of the day, and I hope WWE can get back to 7, because under Triple H, like, he's doing a great job at developing his own talent, and they deserve to be showcased on a bigger stage.
Or at least go back to 6, and for the pre-show, put a fucking match back on. Like, even if it's the lowest on the card,
a couple pre-show matches. Their pre-show matches longer than the PLE itself.
That's what I'm fucking saying. So just let him do it. Like, have your little interview, like, talk circle, but then give us a couple matches prior, and then keep your 5-card match, but at least during the pre-show, give us 2 of, like, the undercard,
I totally have to agree with you.
At least
But
it's there.
overall, though, the build has been pretty solid. Like,
Mhm.
it's not the worst, it's not the best, but it's solid.
I'm still excited, and that's all that matters.
Exactly, me too. So now, there's been a lot of mixed reviews, and I know you mentioned this a little bit going into your take about Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes, because on SmackDown last week, they teased that they were either going to fight a Survivor Series or Saturday Night Main Event, and it has been announced via social media that Kevin Owens versus Cody Rhodes will be taking place on Saturday Night Main Event. So there will be no WWE Undisputed Championship title defense on the card. How do you feel about that?
So, in reality, it's kind of a double-edged sword, but at the same time, like, I kind of get it, because it's like you want that first Saturday night's main event back as, like, this big spectacle. You want to have a big match built for that. So they chose, since there's already a lot of star power going into not only the War Games matches, but every single title match and maybe even just regular match in between, to not really need it. Because at the same time, like, let's address the elephant in the room. Cody Rhodes is not nearly as big of a champion as Roman Reigns was. So it's not needed at this big five. Cody Rhodes is a big enough name to put a mark on a fucking PLE that you want to bring back. And if that's the case, and you want to make an actual staple on it, you'll put a big match that is already well established as the main event. And honestly, I get it where it sucks, and I feel like that title needs to be put on Survivor Series. There is some kind of leeway there. So I kind of get the direction that they're going, and honestly, cool way to publicize it. It's a brutal match in the making. So that's my take.
I will say, like, it is a double-edged sword, and I feel like I'm leaning more towards I'm not happy about this not being showcased at Survivor Series, because with Cody Rhodes' title defense, like, we haven't really gotten a lot of PLE title defenses. I know he's been defending it at house shows. He's been, like, actually wrestling on SmackDown. But, like, I want to see, like, a PLE title defense, because I think last time, like, he teamed up with Roman at Bad Blood. I believe I can't remember. One of the PLEs, he didn't have a title defense either. So, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like if you are a world champion, maybe Crown Jewel, he didn't defend the title. Or, yeah, because it was a unification match. Yep.
Yes.
So, like, that's my problem. Like, I feel like if you are a world champion or the undisputed champion, you need to be on every card. But then here's the double-edged sword. I understand it, because from a sports, like, side of it, the UFC World Championship is not defended on every UFC card. So, like, I understand that, but it is one of the big PLEs. Like, now, if it's like a Crown Jewel, okay, he can maybe not defend the title once. But at least Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, I think that the World Championships, they need to be defended.
Yeah, I agree.
But I will say, having Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens main eventing Saturday Night Main Event, fucking brilliant. Great way to get people to watch it. I'm probably going to have to end up doing a live watch along if I have nothing going on that night for Saturday night because of that. So I think that it is great marketing that they're doing this.
I agree.
So it is a double-edged sword. I agree with you on that. But we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. And we might as well just give our quick prediction on it. Kevin Owens or Cody Rhodes? Who do you want to win?
That's going to be Cody Rhodes. 100%. They're not going to cut him at a fucking Saturday night's main event, and if they do, it's garbage.
I want Kevin Owens to win the title, but I feel like it's going to be Cody.
Yeah, they're if anybody's taking that title, it is likely going to be Randy Orton.
Should be low key. It should be KO. This is such a good heel run. Like that promo he cut last Friday was. Whoo! I've been waiting for that Kevin Owens since he lost the Universal title to Olberg.
Fucking can't believe that shit happened even in the first place.
I can't believe that happened too. But now let's get into the WWE Survivor Series 2024 card. Starting things off, we have the Women's War Game match. We have Team Liv versus Team Bianca. So on Team Liv, we have Liv Morgan, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, Raquel Rodriguez, and Candice LeRae. While on Team Bianca, we have Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Bailey, Io Sky, and Naomi.
I don't know. Okay, but at the same time, I mean, I get it. So all I can really say about this one is it's going to be a heavy-hitting match, probably going to be competitive match of the night because the women always show up when it comes to these fucking matches. For whatever reason, I've realized that the women are a lot more brutal when it comes to the men in these matches.
I feel like
We
they
have
just
a
have
lot of
more to
talent.
prove.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent in this match. I think this match is going to be filled with a lot of high spots. You know, obviously some story furthering shit. I think this one's just going to be exciting. This one doesn't have a lot of depth like the men's one does, and we'll get to that. This one's going to be just a heavy hitting, you know, story furthering type of match, and we're going to see where people stand here. Like, I think we're really going to see where people stand.
I agree, and like I think that the storytelling for this match, even though it does feel kind of last minute, they did do a good job here because
Stacked
the
teams.
one thing that got me interested was who attacked Jade Cargill. I know that she's dealing with a legitimate injury right now, which is why they did that angle on SmackDown, but it makes things a little bit more interesting with this match. And I'm hoping out of this, like, everybody comes out strong because I think that, like, Io Sky, like, I really hope that maybe they let her get the pinfall on, like, Liv Morgan here. Because on Raw, like, I really feel like they need to put more stock into the women like Io and Lila, Valkyria. Like, we need to start putting more stock into those women. Not freaking Rhea, Liv, and Raquel. Like, yes, they're very talented, but
They
we
put
also need
whatever
to
they
build
want
stock
into Rhea.
with the roster.
Yes. Honestly, I don't know who could have attacked Jade, but
Oh, I know
have
1,000% who it is.
watch it be Bianca. That'd be
Better
fucking
not be
wild.
Bianca. I know we had a little thing
That'd be
going on
wild
last
if it
week
was
on the
Bianca.
pod.
That'd be wild. Anyways, but who do you think it is?
Oh, it's Bailey, 1,000%. Her friggin' face run has been garbage.
You think it's Bailey?
Yep, because she wasn't in the War Games match originally, so she took out Jade because she was jealous.
Has there been kind of sparking? Has there been showing that? Like, has there been that silver line? Like, have they showed that? Like, any kind of like some teasing of that?
I don't think so, but
You
I
think
don't
it
know.
was Bailey?
I have a gut feeling it's Bailey.
God, see now. But what if it's
Her
somebody
face
else?
run has been
It's garbage. Yeah, no, it's garbage. Fuck. All right, we'll circle back to that at some point. But
people are
either or-
speculating also that it could have been Naomi. Because she's been working with Bianca and Jade for a while, and then Nia Jax like tweeted like, "Oh, Trinity did it" or something like that.
That would be interesting, but that was kind of brutal for it to be fucking Naomi. That'd be kind of brutal, but I'd bite weirdly. Honestly, dude, it's gonna be a good match. I don't know who I really have, but if I were to put stock into anything, I think it's gonna be Team Liv. I think the heels kind of got this one. I think when it comes to also furthering stories, you know, after this point, it only makes the most logical sense if you really get down to like the nitty gritty. So I'm honestly gonna go with Liv's team for my pick.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to. Ooh, I don't know though. This is
You were
tough.
about to fucking agree, and then you're like, ooh, never mind. What you got? What's in the sauce, Donnie?
Because it really all determines on like who I have for the main event, because I don't see it being two good people and two bad people winning this. Like, I feel like we're gonna get one end and then we're gonna get the other. So with this one, I'm gonna go with Team Bianca. Or no, my God, this is a tough one.
Here's the thing.
This is what I like sometimes about last minute matches.
Let's throw a wrench in the road. Let's throw a rock in the road real quick. What if Jade Cargill resurfaces and we figure out what the fuck happened? And we really figure out what the fuck happened in the middle of this match.
Let me just look at the women that are in this card one more time.
Yeah, so we got Liv, Bianca, we got fucking Rhea, Nia, we have Tiffany, Bailey, we have fucking Raquel and Io, and then we also have Naomi and we have Candice LeRae.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with.
I'm going with Team Liv, bro. I'm gonna stand on it. Like, there's gonna be
I'm gonna
something
go
more.
Team Rhea. I think I'm gonna go
Okay.
Team Rhea, and I think that the person that's gonna take the pinfall is going to be Candice LeRae. And let me just say this: if I'm Tiffany Stratton, I'd be low key cashing in that Money in the Bank during this match because you're in War Games with two of the women champions, so you get to choose
I
whichever
think it's
one's
gonna
beat up the
happen.
most.
I think it's probably if anybody's gonna take it, I think it's probably gonna be Nia. I think it's gonna be Nia. Yeah, I don't think she's going for Liv.
Yeah, I think she's gonna go after Nia, but I'm just saying her chances go up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm just gonna go opposite here. I think I'm gonna go Team Rhea, even though I'm probably wrong, but we'll see what happens.
We'll see how much you regret it after. Anyways.
Yep. Moving on now to our next WWE Survivor Series predictions. It is for the Intercontinental Champion, or for the United States Champion. LA Knight will be defending the title against Shinsuke Nakamura.
All right, so this one's gonna be short and sweet because there has been no build up. This kind of just happened. I don't think that they're just gonna have Shinsuke resurface just to take it from LA. I think it makes no fucking sense because we still don't even know who the Shinsuke is. If anything, I see this ending in a DQ. Because LA Knight is still very much so an early on, very, very young champion still. They're not going to take it off him immediately. 2, they're also not going to fucking end. They're also not going to give it to Shinsuke, but not make him lose because it's going to make him lose credibility, and you want to build something.
Yeah, because he just came back like 2 weeks ago.
I think if anything, it's going to go into some kind of DQ. Yeah, I think it's going to go into a DQ, and I think Shinsuke is going to have a very big spot in that DQ, and there's going to be some kind of cement when it comes to his legacy. So, I think it's going to end overall in a DQ. I don't have a winner for this one, and if anybody wins, it's LA Knight.
You really want to get people invested in this, there has to be a disqualification. There has to be, because Shinsuke just came back a couple weeks ago. And with this character change that he's had within the past year, we need to build a storyline here. Because with LA Knight, he hasn't... That's the thing about LA Knight, though. He hasn't had that big storyline since winning the title. And I think that that's not helping his United States title run. So I think having Shinsuke, like, pull a DQ, maybe because LA Knight is close to winning or something... That makes the most sense because we need to, like, do something here with the title. We can't just have LA Knight every week just having random matches beating the same people. We need to just, like, build a storyline here, and I think they could do that. This is the opportunity. Because with only 2 weeks worth to build, I would have rathered the SmackDown Tag Champions, Motor City Machine Guns, defend the titles against DIY because that's what they've been teasing a little bit over on SmackDown.
At the same time, DIY is not a thing right now.
No, but that's what I was going to say. They should have waited for Tomasa to flip out at Survivor Series in front of a PLE crowd. That could have really helped them. But when you do it on a random fucking episode, like, it doesn't... That's my problem with these new PLEs.
See...
It's a missed opportunity.
I let it cook nowadays. I let it cook. Every choice has something, like I let it cook. I understand the frustration 100% though, bro. Do not get that twisted. I get it. I've been there.
Oh my God. Motor City Machine Guns DIY, like that would have been like match of the night right there.
Motor City Machine Guns have been on their own fucking thing lately and it's been great, but that's a discussion for another time. I really have to think here that there needs to be a disqualification, and we not only need to see some mist, but we need to see some color. I think that we really need to see some color in that DQ to really solidify what direction we're going with when it comes to Shinsuke. So 100%, man, end it in a DQ, and I'm calling it DQ officially. Like, that's going to be my choice. It's going to be a DQ, no winner. We're going to make Shinsuke look gold, but we're not going to take any credibility from LA Knight.
Yeah, so I think with my prediction, I am going to go LA Knight's going to win via disqualification.
Okay, so yeah, I can see that. LA Knight winning via disqualification, and we're going to make Shinsuke look like fucking
But it
gold,
does keep the storyline furthering.
And it doesn't damage anybody. So we're good.
All right, I like that prediction.
Okay.
Moving on now to our next match here on the card. We have a triple threat match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Braun Breaker will be defending the title against Ludwig Kaiser versus Sheamus.
Okay. So, first thing I'm going to say here, like I said in the beginning of the before we even started recording, was this is the only match that I really don't. There really wasn't much of a build up to. There really wasn't much stock in it, but we still have some interesting points here. Sheamus is somebody that has not had a singles title in a long fucking time and could probably use the credibility. So having him in the match makes all the sense in the world and also makes Braun Breaker look really good because he has two people of different weight calibers. So we're going to have a very interesting in-ring as it is, especially with what these little guys can do compared to, well, what one little guy can do compared to Braun Breaker. Now, if you think about Ludwig Kaiser's involvement in this whole thing, this could be also story furthering, which brings the uncertainty into Gunther's match later on in the night. So we could have a fucking upset where Kaiser really gets a fucking push in stock because CM Punk himself has been praising him and been like, yo, this dude is somebody else. Like,
Undertaker
he's built
too.
for great things. Exactly. Ludwig
High
Kaiser.
praise.
So he could win it, and it could be a fucking holy shit moment. Like, we're really going in this direction, and that could also, again, further the story with Gunther because he just had that title. So Gunther's going to be thinking like, all right, you got my old title. What makes you think you're not going to go for this one? You know, there's that animosity there. And he can also fail and then fuck Gunther in the process because they've been putting more stock into Damian Priest lately. And you've seen it. I've seen it. Damian Priest is on a
Ooh, I
different
can't wait to
level
get
right
into
now.
that match.
So again,
But are
that's
you
where my
telling me,
uncertainty
Ben?
lies.
Are you telling me that we're gonna get an upset like we saw a couple years ago in Boston when Austin Theory won the title and we all were shocked?
It could, but here's the thing. I have more faith in Kaiser than I think I ever have in Theory. Theory is a great athlete, and I wish that dude the best anything with whatever he does because he really does not need to be discredited whatsoever. However, Kaiser is just built different. You can just sense that there is great things for him in the future. Like, you know that he's going to be a world champion of some caliber, and I think it's going to be heavyweight. Like, the dude is pristine, and that is fucking gold for a storyline with his own mentor. So who also
He is somebody I
treated him
could
like
see
shit.
like he's somebody I could see like 5 to 10 years from now. WWE building him, like building the company around him as a heel. I could see that.
Yes, phenomenal, Donnie.
So, when it comes to this triple threat match, like I know Kaiser and Sheamus, they have been feuding for a minute now on Raw, and I gotta say, just like I believe it was Crown Jewel, giving Andrade and Carmelo Hayes the opportunity to perform there, I respect that they're giving Sheamus and Kaiser this opportunity to perform on a big stage because they have been busting their ass on Raw week in and week out, putting on banger after banger. Had to use that quote from Sheamus. So, honestly, I'm very happy when somebody that doesn't get the opportunity is getting an opportunity to prove themselves. So, I am all for it. They're not the same, like, they have not been on the PLEs for a minute now. And I think this will be Kaiser. This will be Kaiser's first singles, I think, match too. Because he's been, like, tag team guy pretty much. So, I'm happy with this. And he's not fucking just calling out Gunther to the ring.
Bring it.
He actually gets to wrestle.
Speak those
so,
facts, Donnie.
overall, man, like, it's very, very odd that we are getting this triple threat match because the Intercontinental title has been all over the place. But I like when things are a little bit scrambled a little bit. So
because it makes
I'm not
sense
mad at this.
still. It makes sense. Like,
It does.
it makes so much sense. And honestly, it makes me so happy that Kaiser's getting an opportunity. He's
But man, I'm not gonna. But I would be lying to you if I said, like, I really want to see sometime Sheamus versus Breaker in a singles match because when they got that, we got that tease backstage a couple weeks ago. I thought that was the direction that they were going in, but I get why they threw Kaiser in there because like every time Sheamus is like gets his mind off Kaiser, Kaiser just comes back like a cockroach. You can't kill him.
Yep.
So overall, like this triple threat match, I am looking forward to, and I think I'm gonna have to go with Braun Breaker. I think he's gonna retain the title.
Too. I'm gonna go with Breaker too. Where there's enough potential in this match, I'm gonna go with Breaker too.
But Kaiser's gonna look great,
and
I think having Sheamus in there is gonna have like more eyes on this match.
My man is gonna be fucking He's gonna look like $1 million in this match.
I cannot wait.
Same.
So,
man.
moving on now to our next match here on the card. It is for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, the Ring General Gunther versus Damian Priest.
Brother, This is the first time where I'm genuinely like, I don't know where this is gonna go because they're honestly turning Gunther face. Like 100%. Not only are they turning him face slowly, but at the same time, this dude is not an indestructible machine like he used to be. He is a part of the fucking animal workhorse known as the WWE as the World Heavyweight Champion. They are giving him depth. They are giving him more than just a fucking hard body fucking just bouncer. Like he has character now. They have humanized great way. Like it doesn't take his credibility, but there puts human doubt there because Damian Priest, man, has been living in his head rent fucking free, and they have been making Damian look like $1 million fucking dollars. He is the most improved player of 2024 along with Liv Morgan. They are fucking killing it with what they're doing right now. So this is the one time where I'm like, dude, they could give it back to Damian. They could still give it to Gunther. It all really kind of lies in where Ludwig is because they've been teasing that tension between them for so long, especially after he cut him off with Cody Rhodes and shit. They have been teasing that breakup low key. So it's like Survivor Series is one of the big five. There has to be some kind of involvement there or some kind of sprinkle in there that could potentially not only cost Gunther or almost cost Gunther. So there's so much that surrounds this match. So I don't know where it's going to go. You know, I really don't. And I've been loving it. And I don't think I've ever been this compelled in a Gunther Damian Priest storyline for either of them in a long time, dude. Like this is a solid storyline. This is going to be a heavy hitting match. I'm so excited. Like this is one of my like most look forward to matches on the Survivor Series card, period. So, man, what are your thoughts?
They have done a fantastic job here. And I like that they are humanizing Gunther because he has been this dominant freaking machine throughout his entire WWE run.
Yes.
And I like that, like, he's losing that aura and, like, he's doing such a good job with it because he actually has fans believing that he is going to lose the championship, even though we know Gunther's probably going to retain here. But he's doing a great job with the fans saying, "What's Triple H doing? This is horrible booking, this and that," and it's all a part of his character, and it's fucking brilliant, absolutely brilliant. It's a master class, and he is fucking controlling the fans like they're puppets on a string. I fucking love it,
dude. I was scared when Gunther came to the main roster, man. At first, I was scared because I'm like, dude, what if they fuck this up? And they know he has the mass of this fucking superstar, but they've been chiseling at him. Like you said, he lost that aura of being this almost like God in the ring but they didn't do it the wrong way. They didn't take credibility from him. We're just putting depth and detail into the chiseling. We're cutting now. We got the mass. Now it's time to cut. So I love that,
exactly.
Man.
And that's the thing too. With Gunther like losing that aura, now it makes sense why Cody Rhodes beat him. And then Damian coming on Raw and like getting into his head and Gunther just not feeling the same. Gunther deserves an Oscar. He deserves an Oscar for this performance because this is great.
Dude.
And like now like it really like makes me more interested in him as a world champion because that's the thing, like we've had so many like final boss heels that have had the championship, but they've always like weaseled their way out and like cheated. But Gunther's one of those guys that can beat you clean and he's still legitimately, you hate the guy. And I love that about him.
But there's also something that makes you love this guy too, because again, they're putting depth into him. They're putting character work into him, you know, and he's killing it. Anything that they've given him, like for example, like the English barrier, I was worried about that at first. Dude is cutting some stellar fucking promos.
Since he left the Judgment Day, he's gotten really comfortable on the mic.
I'm not talking about Damian. I'm talking about Gunther. Damian is killing it.
Yeah.
Damian's been killing it this whole fucking time. Like again, most improved character of 2024. But Gunther, like you can't help but love him at the same time because like every week, the more and more he talks, the more and more we have these angles with him. He's like evolving, and you can see it. And it just, what a fucking hell of a face we're gonna have one day. What a hell of a fucking face.
I don't think he's gonna be a face.
He's gonna eventually. One day they're gonna turn him, and I'm excited for it because they have put so much stock into his character and really let him do this thing to where I could see a very convincing thing here, man. Whether it's heel, face, what story he goes into, man. Like Gunther is going to be a big player for the rest of his career, man. Like there's
So
no
now
sleeping on
I
him.
do want to share my predictions here
Okay.
because this is going to go all the way until WrestleMania.
Really, with Damien?
Yep, so here's what's going to
think so?
happen.
Okay.
Because Damian Priest and Finn Balor, I don't like the finish that we got. I didn't
don't
like
either.
that at Bad Blood. That was stupid. They should have had like a stipulation match or something. They should have had that 3-match thing. But they didn't, and I think the Judgment Day, they have unfinished business with Finn Balor or with Damian Priest, and I think that they're going to cost him. Gunter's going to retain the championship, and then Damian's going to be focusing on the Judgment Day and probably have a big match with Finn, maybe at Saturday Night Main Event or like the first episode of Raw on Netflix. Because then I think going into Royal Rumble, you know who I have winning it? Damian Priest. And then Damian Priest is going to WrestleMania and he is going to have that one-on-one match with Gunter because we've already gotten that storytelling there between Gunter and Priest. And Gunter thinks that, like, all right, after Survivor Series, he doesn't have to worry about Priest anymore. And I think at WrestleMania, Priest is going to get that moment, beat Gunter clean. And there you go. He's going to be a bigger fucking superstar than he's ever been.
Wow. Okay. All right. You got me sold. You got me sold. Damien, yep. Gunther. Yep. Everything you just said.
WWE's got big plans for Priest, and they've said it. So
Yeah.
I think that, like, what? We just give him the championship back at Survivor
No.
Series? That's
No.
it?
There's gonna be some
Nope,
there's gonna
nope, we
be
got
some
time.
adversity there. Yep.
And I think Priest, like, think about the Royal Rumble. Like, who are the favorites? Like, Cody Rhodes has already won it twice in a row. They're not going to give it to Punk. Like, you know for a fact, like, they're going to give it to somebody that's, like, there. And I think it's Priest.
Holy fuck, you might honestly have the script. Like I'm genuinely like every sip I took, I'm just like it's starting to taste better and better. Like I'm just like this is honestly yeah, man.
Yeah,
everything
Priest
you
and
just said-
Balor, they're not done. They're not
I
done.
think-
Plus, Dom has been having some tension with Balor, so maybe Dom is the one that costs Priest
maybe. So who
to
knows,
prove
man?
his loyalty to the Judgment Day.
Well, there you go. So honestly, dude, you might have me convinced. That's it. All right. Everything
That's the
you
only
just
thing
said,
I feel
times
very
two.
confident in with this card. Just want to say
Everything
that.
you said times 2, brother.
All right, so now with that being said, we got a crazy main event here that can go like 10 different ways. We have
I'm
the
so excited to talk
men's
about it.
War Games match, Team Roman versus Team Solo. On Team Roman, we have the best in the world, CM Punk. We got main event Jey Uso. We got No Yeet, Jimmy Uso, and the honorary Uso, Sami Zayn, versus Solo Sikoa's Bloodline, which has Jacob Fatu, Bronson Reed, Tamatanga, and Cabacho.
Camacho.
Cabacho.
Brother, I don't know where to start. Well, actually, I do. I know where to start. Holy fuck, CM Punk is actually number 5. It's not as predictable as we thought. Wow.
Dude, I was so...
CM Punk-
Dude, they did such a good job on that Paul Heyman and CM
See,
Punk thing.
Here's
That
the
was
thing.
so good.
But why was Paul Heyman wearing the same shit that Solo Sikoa was wearing when he was first tribal chief? I noticed that immediately.
This is what's
Before
crazy
Dan-
about this main event.
Before Dan even sent the fucking attachment into the fucking chat, I already noticed that immediately. I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Because he's not in his typical suit and a tie. Like, that is a direct nod off to Solo Sikoa.
Yeah,
And
because
did you
Solo...
see the
No,
way he
because
was
Solo
looking
wears...
at Roman?
Dude, oh my, I didn't even think about this, dude. Solo Sikoa wears the suit with the black shirt. Heyman's wearing a red shirt with the suit. I didn't even think. Oh my god, this is so
Yeah.
unpredictable.
Yeah,
Oh my
so
God.
what is happening? Is Heyman really on Roman's side? Like, is he really on Roman's side? He came out with CM Punk, bro. Obviously, Seth's gonna get involved because of the whole thing with
Yeah.
Bronson, the fact that he was like, I'm never gonna team with Roman again, but I'm gonna be a sissy bitch. You know, so like now we're gonna fucking go into a beautiful storyline between him and Punk for Mania, which is gonna be great, and he's gonna finally have his WrestleMania moment.
Wait a minute. What if Seth Rollins is a Paul Heyman guy?
I don't see how Seth Rollins would be a Paul Heyman guy. I mean,
I don't know. That would swerve everybody because Rollins turns heel.
I mean, maybe, but at the same time,
Nah, probably.
I don't
not.
know.
Probably not.
I don't know.
Probably not.
I don't know. There's a lot of stock in this match, bro. Like, first of all, I just want to say, what a fucking match, because this is literally my match of the night, because there is
I think
so much
everybody's.
star power. There's so much star power in this match, and even Bronson Reed, bro, with the bloodline.
He looks so good with them. I would keep him with them. I would just keep him.
He's so convincing. Like, I'm like, he even has the look down. So I'm like, dude, and when he put up the one, I'm like, honestly, it makes fucking sense. Like, it makes
He looks
fucking
so
sense.
good with them.
I loved also seeing CM Punk doing his little go to sleep shit while everybody else is doing the fucking ones, dude. But also Heyman threw up the 1-2 at the same time. So is The Rock a Paul Heyman guy?
That's what it's gonna be, dude. That's what I think is gonna happen. I think the final boss is gonna show up, and I think that Paul Heyman is going to be with the final
Rock.
boss, and they're running the new bloodline.
And I guarantee Paul Heyman is getting paid handsomely by The Rock, because he had a Roman phone and a Rock phone. The Roman phone got smashed, not The Rock's.
Dude, I think, yep, he's going to be with
Final
the final
boss is showing up, especially since he debuted at SummerSlam.
Because come on now, like, let's look back at Paul Heyman's track record
95,
throughout
right?
his career.
The Rock, 95. He debuted at Survivor Series 95. The Rock.
It was 96.
96. Okay, well, he debuted there in 96, almost 20 fucking years ago. If The Rock is going to show up anywhere, it is Survivor Series. So yes, I see that being the thing, 100%.
Dude, no, because what's gonna happen? Like, The Rock's gonna show up, and Heyman's gonna be that's his fucking wise man. Yep, The Rock has taken Heyman under his wing, because let's look at Heyman's track record, like I was saying.
Yep. Bring us the history lesson,
When
Donnie.
has Paul Heyman ever been a good guy?
Never.
Never.
Paul Heyman is the biggest Paul Heyman guy there is. Period.
And I don't know, man. I think to really make things like interesting, him and The Rock are gonna swerve everybody. And like, This is why, like, Solo's bloodline, The Rock is the one running it.
Mm-hmm. Solo's just the spokesperson. The real head of the table is The Rock.
Yep, I think that's what's gonna happen. And I think it's going to shock literally everybody, and it's going to open the door up for a possibility of it, maybe a CM Punk versus Rock. But then again,
I'm so excited.
we also could see Survivor Series Seth Rollins also turning heel in the process, and maybe taking CM Punk out of the match, and we could start that program.
And Seth Rollins also has very familiar ties with Authority, and The Rock is a fucking board member of TKO. So if anybody could align with The Rock, technically it's Seth Rollins. So we got some more shit.
But then again, I feel like Rollins is just going to be on his own, because like he's been that wild card. Yeah. So I feel like he is going to like hit that curb stomp on CM Punk at some point in this match. Yeah. But man, yeah, so I think with my prediction, like with the women, yes, it's got to be Team Rhea that's going to win, because they're the baby faces.
But what if it's the night of the heels, bro? What if it's the night of the heels, bro?
It can be. Because
I'm going to go with Team Solo for this one, because there is more Team
Solo. I don't want a happy ending.
I want a fucked up ending. Give me a fucking great Royal Rumble and a great Raw on Netflix.
I want like that cinematic, like WrestleMania ending to this.
So, bro, do we want to do a fucking Raw on Netflix watch along for the first night together?
We have to.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
1,000%.
Let's do it. Raw on Netflix first episode. We'll fucking go live for it.
Hell yeah. But man, like, here's the thing about this main event that's like crazy. Like, like Bronson, one of the spots I am going to predict here, we are getting a tsunami off the top of that fucking cage.
If we don't, it's bullshit. If we don't, it's bullshit.
And he's going to try to put someone through a table, but then he's going to fall through the table because the person's going to move.
Bitch. Yeah.
But yeah, and I think also too, like Cabacho, like he's gonna try to climb the cage and then he's gonna like fall because he likes to botch everything. That's
he's
one of
gonna
my
fall
also
outside the ring.
predictions.
He's gonna go to jump on somebody in the ring, but jump the opposite way because he's a fucking idiot. But yeah.
Oh no, no, he's gonna get up on the rope and try to climb the cage, but then he's gonna like trip and then he's gonna fucking like land on his nuts on like the rope, like they did back in the day.
I could see it.
Oh man, but dude, I think I'm gonna have to go Team Solo here because I think The Rock and Paul Heyman, like, yep, they're gonna be together. Yep, they're gonna be together, and it's gonna shock the entire world.
I'm 1,000% with you.
Because I think a lot of people are predicting that like The Rock's gonna show up, but I think a lot of people aren't thinking about Heyman's involvement here. And if anybody's going to be protected by, if Heyman's going to be protected by anybody, it's The Rock. Because Roman didn't protect him when Solo friggin' took him out.
Yep.
So there's levels to this shit. So, yep, I'm going Team Solo.
Same here, brother.
Any other bold predictions you have for Survivor Series before we close off the predictions?
I think we just covered all of them. I don't see any other involvement. It wouldn't make sense.
Yeah. I totally have to agree with you on that one.
Yep.
And there's a reason, guys, why this Saturday for the live watch-along, it is going to be a solo stream because there cannot be you a minute ahead of me or me a minute ahead of you. We cannot.
For Survivor Series?
Yes, for the Survivor Series.
Right,
I have to do a solo stream because we cannot, like, this is going to be one of the craziest
Well, you're
things.
going to have a full house anyways, right?
I am, yes.
Okay. All right, brother. Sounds good.
I am. But I do want you, though, like, if you want to do a watch-along on your own thing, you can, by all means.
I'm going to do it on Twitch.
Hell yeah. And then also, too, like, fucking take those clips, man, of the crazy shit, and we'll post it on the We Are Wrestling stuff, too.
Absolutely, bro.
Alrighty, well, guys, I think we really hit the nail on the head with all these predictions here. Nobody's got the script like Ben and myself, but let us know in the comment section below your predictions for the WWE Survivor Series. I don't think it gets better than this.
It really doesn't.
If you guys enjoyed this, make sure to smash that like button now. If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, recommend you guys to hit that subscribe button now. Turn on the post notifications. We Are Wrestling will be live this Saturday night for WWE Survivor Series. So if you guys want to see us, well, see myself and a whole house full friggin' lose their fucking minds over some of this shit, the only way you can do that live is by joining us. And just hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications. That's how you'll be alerted. Links down in the description box below. You can go follow Ben and I over on our social medias and other ventures. Ben, he's on Twitch, and he will be doing a live watch-along to Survivor Series solo, because unfortunately, Ben, it's his birthday weekend, so, like, he can't really come over this weekend because it's been a fucking hectic month, so.
Yep.
We got responsibilities and stuff, and then myself, if you guys want to check out the toy channel, go right ahead. All the links down below, and of course, to all the best ones out there worldwide, to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs, we are taking over. Peace.